Overview. Mastery, 2012 by Robert Greene, instructs readers on how to achieve their greatest potential in a skill or career and provides examples of masters from the past and present. Anyone can reach mastery, even if he or she is not born with natural talent. Mastery is a goal in itself, and not everyone knows what field they will be best suited to master when they decide to pursue it. The field that a person is best suited to master is called a life task, and the inspiration to identify that life task can come from a variety of sources. The individual form of a person's life task is rooted in his or her biological uniqueness. This life task can be identified from a childhood obsession or from an appealing and previously unnoticed niche within a subject. The life task can also originate from the necessity to resist, survive, or adapt in a challenging environment. The process of achieving mastery occurs in 3 phases. First is the apprenticeship phase, which has 3 modes. In the first mode, a new apprentice should focus on intense observation. In the course of observing, apprentices should learn the nature of the environment in which they want to work. During the second mode, apprentices should learn and practice the basic skills of the field. They should attempt to learn only one skill at a time, letting each one become automatic before assuming new challenges as the skill level increases. It is essential for apprentices to critique their own work while developing these skills. The third mode is composed of experimentation, when apprentices can actively test their skills and comfort. Experimentation should begin before the apprentice feels completely ready, and it signals the approach of the end of the apprenticeship. A good apprenticeship emphasizes knowledge over monetary success. Apprentices need a large breadth of exposure, but they must begin at the lowest level of understanding. Apprentices must put their faith in consistent practice and believe they will reap the rewards of persistence. The apprenticeship is often a process of trial and error. The apprentice learns the processes of the skill and the reasons for those processes. An apprentice also must find the ideal mentor. A good mentor speeds the learning process, but a good student eventually outgrows any mentor. The apprentice should choose a mentor who offers the thing he or she wants to learn and who can provide authentic feedback as the apprentice learns. The mentor should also be personally involved and interested in the apprentice. Among the most important skills that an apprentice will develop, regardless of the field, is social intelligence. This skill allows a person to understand the motivations and intentions behind the behavior of others. Without it, a person is surprised and disappointed by the actions of others. A socially intelligent person can better handle those with difficult personalities, including envious or passive-aggressive people. It helps for apprentices to gear their work to the people who will be determining its worth, and to cultivate a personality that suits the environment. When the apprenticeship is complete, the second phase of the journey to mastery is the creative active phase. An aspiring master looks at the world with both enthusiastic creativity and the specialized knowledge attained during the apprenticeship. A master commits emotionally to an ambitious yet realistic goal and moves into uncomfortable territory. Cultivating the necessary creativity can require a shift in perspective. Great work requires tension, which can come from practical or strategically scheduled deadlines. The final phase, mastery, is marked by accurate and reliable intuition. Masters see the task and the tools used to complete it as extensions of the self because they have, after years of study, gained a high degree of focus. The master's brain is constantly challenged and growing. Masters see the essential connections between seemingly unrelated things. They may have a perspective that is more detail-oriented, multidisciplinary, or broad-based than that of their contemporaries. Key insights. 1. The field in which a person can achieve mastery is unique to each individual. This field can be identified at any point, often in the form of a fixation from early in life. 2. On the path to mastery, the first step is to embark on an apprenticeship. The apprentice must carefully choose the right mentor. 3. At the start of an apprenticeship, apprentices must closely observe the skills they will need to learn. 4. Apprentices should seek to understand the people with whom they work. 5. An apprentice gains experience in mastering one skill at a time until it becomes automatic. 6. Once apprentices have outgrown their mentor, they must choose a worthy project or subject to explore. 7. The creative active phase of the pursuit of mastery is characterized by the cultivation of creative solutions. 8. Masters have taken different approaches to achieve a breakthrough, but most have required emotional stability and mental openness. 9. Masters see an entire situation in a glance and respond reflexively. 10. A person's true self desires mastery and pushes him or her to pursue its challenges and rewards. The false self fears the possibility of failure. Important people. Robert Greene is the author of several books on influence and strategy, including The 48 Laws of Power, 1998, and The Art of Seduction, 2001. V.S. Ramachandran is a behavioral neurologist who made groundbreaking discoveries about phantom limbs. Daniel Everett is a linguist who studied the language and culture of an Amazon basin tribe. Paul Graham is a computer scientist who helped develop the Lisp language, a startup founder, and the co-founder of startup accelerator Y Combinator. Freddie Roach is the boxing coach of world champion boxer Manny Pacquiao. Santiago Calatrava is the architect who designed the Milwaukee Art Museum. Yoki Matsusoka is the chief technology officer at Nest and co-founder of Google X. Her research on robotic hand prosthetics revolutionized their shape. Teresita Fernandez is a visual artist, Guggenheim Fellowship recipient, and the first Latina person to serve on the United States Commission of Fine Arts. Temple Grandin is an animal scientist whose research impacted both livestock management and the understanding of people with autism. Cesar Rodriguez was a U.S. Air Force fighter pilot with more air-to-air kills than any other modern pilot. Leonardo da Vinci, 1452 to 1519, was a Renaissance-era painter, engineer, anatomist, and architect. Richard Buckminster Bucky Fuller, 1895 to 1983, was an architect who developed the geodesic dome. Author style. Robert Greene focuses on how the concepts of mastery apply to the biographies of the masters interviewed and profiled in the book. The individuals whose lives inspire the book come from a wide variety of geographic regions, backgrounds, industries, and eras. They include well-known historical masters and little-known present-day masters. The contemporary masters include 9 people whom Greene interviewed while researching the book. Each chapter starts with a close biographical look at one of these historic or contemporary masters, highlighting the parts of their lives that align with the subject of the chapter. Next, Greene describes the theories and processes that the profile displayed and enumerates the ways that other masters accomplished the same stage of their journey. Most chapters focus on the early stages of the search for mastery, specifically the apprenticeship phase. The language is abstract and does not target any particular industry, goal, or position. At the end of each chapter, Greene includes a section titled Reversal, which describes what tends to happen when someone neglects to follow the advice of the previous section. Greene narrates the lives of masters in vivid detail, making use of biographies and interviews, and he includes a bibliography at the end of the book. He relies on details from the biographies even when the events contained cannot be confirmed, such as a biography of Leonardo da Vinci that incorporates apocryphal details. There are no citations for the quotes, events, and scientific studies he references throughout the book. After the book's conclusion, Greene includes brief biographies of the contemporary masters he interviewed. Author's perspective. Robert Greene's books focus on strategy, game theory, manipulation, and power. His first book, The 48 Laws of Power, outlined the rules that allowed famously powerful people to gain and retain their influence over others. Since then, he has written several popular books, including The Art of Seduction, which explains how to use romance to gain power over others, and The 33 Strategies of War, 2006, which draws connections between military strategy and everyday life. Greene's writing has its share of critics, in part because the books occasionally promote unethical behavior. Intended audience. Mastery's principles apply to anyone looking to master a skill or subject, from artistic pursuits to corporate success. The examples are thoroughly explained so that none will be too technical or complex for a reader to understand. The principles themselves are simple, if abstract. The book's broad appeal also stems from its extensive descriptions of the lives of role models and successful people, giving it relevance to anyone looking for case studies as well as instruction.